UFC 300 main event Alex Pereira vs Jamahal Hill. I'm going to be doing a short breakdown on this fight knowing both fighters' styles. Starting with the champion Alex Pereira. As we all should know, his left hook is one of his best shots, especially when he has you against the cage, and with this fight being fought in the opposite stance, it should be more effective. Alex Pereira has the most effective calf kick in MMA right now. It's probably his best offensive weapon that he has. He has literally knocked people down with one calf kick. He is also one of the most powerful strikers in MMA. 7 out of his 9 wins ended by knockout, and those other 2 wins ending by decision. And any shot he hits you with could hurt you or end the fight. Alex isn't that good when defending boxing, especially the 1-2. We saw him get caught and hurt badly in the first MMA fight he had with Israel Adesanya. I think this is due to the fact that instead of using his hands to attempt to block, Alex sort of pauses and leans back, which leaves an opening. Sometimes when Alex feels comfortable, he tends to drop his hands. This could be a tactic to set a trap, but it's a very risky one to do with a fighter like Jamahal Hill. The calf kick that Alex likes to use the most is the rear calf kick. If Jamahal Hill fights southpaw, that rear kick won't be available as much, so Alex might have to use the lead leg kick instead. But the lead leg kick in the opposite stance does not need to be respected that much, so Hill could time the kick with a hard shot to the head, which could give Alex a lot of problems. Let's move on to the challenger, Jamahal Hill. Jamahal Hill has very good unorthodox boxing. Like Yuri Prochazka, he punches from very weird positions and angles in the same way someone would in a street fight. Hill extends fully on nearly every punch, especially with shots down the middle. Hill has very exceptional power, getting 7 knockouts in 12 wins, and beating up the former champion Glover Teixeira in a fight where Hill dominated throughout 5 rounds. Jamahal Hill is a very good natural fighter, doing a lot of technical things wrong, but sometimes works for him. Also being naturally good in a clinch where he has actually finished one of his opponents via knees to the body. That fight was later ruled a no contest after Hill tested positive for marijuana. One of Jamahal Hill's bad habits is dropping his opposite hand when he throws a punch. This is very bad, as we know Alex Pereira has a powerful left hook, so Hill is not going to want to keep dropping that right hand, otherwise he will get clipped and most likely get finished. Another bad tendency Hill has is that he leans his head and his upper body to his right side, and that can make it more likely for him to get caught by the left hook. Hill is mostly a flat-footed fighter and is not fast on his feet. This might mean Hill isn't going to be able to defend a lot of Pereira's punches to the head. Instead, he will have to resort to head movement, but Hill's head movement isn't very good either. A lot of the time Hill leans back and he is off balance. Pereira might pick up on this and take advantage. Jamahal Hill has had a very good run in the UFC, so far beating the likes of Johnny Walker, Thiago Santos and Glover Teixeira, but them guys aren't what I'd class as elite. Johnny Walker is a bit of a hit and miss fighter with a bad chin and isn't the most skillful fighter. Santos was on his downfall and his fight with Hill was his last in the UFC. Glover Teixeira was 42 years old when he fought Hill, and that was also his last fight in his whole career. Hill has not fought names like Yuri Prochazka, Jan Blachowicz or Muhammad Ankalaev, who are all top contenders. Now let's talk about the last 5 fights of each fighter. Jamahal Hill going 4-1 with 3 knockout wins in his last 5 fights, with the knockout wins against Jimmy Crute, Johnny Walker and Thiago Santos, and the fight with Glover Teixeira being for the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship of the World, which Jamahal Hill won every single round in, even getting a 10-8 in one of the rounds. Sadly, not too long after this fight, Jamahal Hill had to vacate the title due to an injury. Alex Pereira going 4-1 in his last 5 fights with 3 knockouts also, with the knockout wins being against Sean Strickland, Israel Adesanya and Yuri Prochazka. My prediction in this fight being Alex Pereira by knockout, simply because Jamahal Hill makes too many technical mistakes, but I could also see Jamahal Hill coming out early, guns blazing, and getting a very early stoppage against Alex Pereira.